Right. So I was discussing about the equation of straight line. Now this is very important. Without this, proceeding to the exercises will make you learn but not make you understand them properly. Y equal to mx plus c. We debated a lot. This is equation of a straight line, and this is known as the slope intercept form. Might be your book might not discuss these names, but end of the day you are hovering on this topic only, in fact in physics also. A very common form of an equation that we will get in every daily life, y equal to mx plus c. This is known as the slope intercept form, where c is known as the intercept. Question arises, what do I understand by the word intercept? Like in highways, if you don't drive properly, then you have a vehicle which comes and stops you, and that vehicle is known as the interceptor. Interceptor intercepts your vehicle that you are not driving properly. So what does an interceptor mean, right? So let's understand that. Now this is a straight line. This is a straight line, right? And I name this straight line as an equation called y equal to mx plus c, right? And c is known as the y-intercept. So c stands for the point on which this line will be touching the y-axis. So this point will always be 0c. Any point on the y-axis is always 0y. So this is 0c. Understood? That means this is, if you put 0 in place of x, what is the value of y you get? Y's value is c, right? Our next topic should be to understand slope. And please pay utmost attention out here, because this is there in physics also. So let's understand this topic at the, नहीं समझ में आएगा बार बार पूछो, but get your clarity. This stands for slope. So let's first understand slope and then come back to this slide once again. What does slope means? Okay, so first, I will tell you how to understand slope, not how to measure slope. This is a line, okay? This is a line. What does the slope of this line mean? ठीक है? ये आपको 11 में भी help होगा, 9 में भी. Pay very good attention. And all children who have not switched off their cameras, in next 1 minute, I'm going to all click you, right click, and just discard you from this classes. I'm not going to say this again and again. This is not something that I'm supposed to repeat. I think you all have attended classes many times, and don't test my patience every time, okay? So by slope, we try to mean what is the angle that my line is making with the positive direction of x-axis. What is the angle that my line is making with the, or if the cameras don't work, then don't attend the classes. This has been the very first requirement from day one. When parents attended me for a meeting also, I said very nicely, if you attend classes online, it's not about camera, it's a thing about respect that you have, a mutual respect. I find it utterly disrespectful if somebody attends a class of mine with the camera switched off. It's just like me talking to somebody with the door slammed on my face. It doesn't go with me properly, because both of you, your cameras have been on suddenly, and on one fine day the camera can't go bad. If the camera goes bad, please buy an external camera and fit it with your camera if you're going for a holiday. As simple as that. No compromise on this. Is that understood? There are some things which does not go with me, so please don't. I'm sorry. I am behaving like this because I'm also aging, and I was not like this 3 years because मेरा भी irritation बढ़ जाता है. If the class runs to my choice. If it doesn't run to my choice, doors are open. आप class छोड़ के जा सकते हैं. I don't force anyone to come here, but if you have agreed to come here, you will listen to what I say. And my thing is very simple. The camera should be on, or else don't attend online. As simple as that. And if the camera is not on, you know very well that in my class, my camera of my laptop does not work. Buy a external camera that hardly costs you some 1,500 to 2,000 rupees. Keep it in your bag. Whenever you're traveling, connect that camera. There are now ways in which even your Android phone can be connected to Zoom immediately. But the camera is needed. If the whole mood goes for a toss. Slope of a line is determined by the angle the line makes with the positive direction of x-axis. Be very, very careful. Tough topic है, समझने की कोशिश कीजिए. what is the angle that the line is making with the positive direction of x-axis. The line can be anywhere. Now you may say, sir, what happens if my line is from here? If my line is like this, sir. Now how will I say? Very easy. If your line is like this, your x-axis positive can always be drawn. You can always draw parallel to x-axis. Now this is the direction to the positive direction of x-axis. Understood? Then this angle talks about slope. It does not give me the measurement of slope. It only talks about slope. Such an angle can be either acute, or this angle can be obtuse, or this angle can be at infinity. This angle can be 0, or this angle can be 180 degrees. Sorry. It can be 90 degree, or it can be at 180 degree. You can't have any more option other than this. Think yourself. This line can be acute, this line can be 90, this line can be obtuse, this line can be at 0, or this line can be in this direction. No other angle is possible. If this line is acute, we say the slope is positive. Very important. आप लिख नहीं रहे तो लिखिए, because this will be needed in your physics chapters. तब मैं दोबारा repeat नहीं करूंगा. If the line is, if theta is acute, then the slope is positive. If theta is obtuse, then the slope is negative. The slope is negative. If theta is 90 degree, then the slope is infinity. There is no slope. Infinity is the slope. 90 degree means the line is like this. There is no slope. Slope means end of the day a child has to enjoy a ride. If you make it 90 degree, the child dies. Slope is not 0. Slope is infinity. You can't define slope in that case. Something which is 90 degree, in that case the slope is not defined. Child does not enjoy a slope. If it is 0, then the slope is 0. The child will not slide at all. And if it is 180 also, then also the slope is 0. Is this understood? The slope, we have still not got the value of slope. We just get to understand that if the line makes an angle with the positive direction of x-axis, I am supposed to see, even this is one angle. Look, this is one angle. I am supposed to only see the angle that it makes with the positive direction of x-axis. So I'll not look at this. I'll see the angle it makes with the positive direction, wherever my line may be. Sir, my line is here. No issues. Draw one x-axis here and look at this angle theta and look for whether the slope is positive, negative, or whatever. Understood? Acute means positive, obtuse means negative, 90 degree means the slope is infinite, 0 degree means the slope is 0, and at 180 also the slope is 0, because the child does not enjoy a ride. Clear? Now we should, now since this is an indication of slope, now next we should understand, sir, how to measure slope. How do we measure slope? Very simple formula. Slope is measured by a formula called, many formulas are there, but at your level, rise over run is the easiest. Rise over run. Okay, we'll understand what is rise and what is run. We'll understand what is rise and what is run. Fine. Let's take 2 points on this line. Let's take 2 points on this line. This is 1 point and this is 1 point. Have you understood? And just try to make a hypothetical right angle like this. Right angle triangle. Just a hypothetical right angle triangle. This. And ask yourself, position yourself here. Rise means anything that is, you go up is known as rise. A rise, this is what happens here. If the mood goes for a toss at the start of the class, now it becomes difficult. A rise can be, this is a rise. How do we deal this? This in mathematics will be negative rise. We don't call it sets in, it's negative rise. So in one sense, you understand, rise this way means you are going towards positive, in this way means you are going towards negative. right? Now I'm on point 1. I want to go to point 2. But like chess, I'm allowed to move only like the rook of the chess. You can't go like this. How will you go? One is you go like this and you reach here, or else you go like this and you reach here. Means two movements will always be there, a rise and a run. What is a run? A run is said to be a movement which happens this way. If you move this way, you are moving to positive x, so run is positive. And if you are made to move in this way, then you're moving towards negative x, it is negative run. Clear? Now you're moving from 1 to 2. Just look at me, 1 to 2. We know the slope of this line is what? Positive. Why is it positive? Because the angle is acute. Let us prove it. How about our rise? Our rise will be on top, positive. And once we go here to reach 2, which direction will you run? X direction. So our run is always positive. So the slope becomes positive. Have we understood? Let's see one hypothetical, one more line, okay? Sorry. Yeah, the run is negative. Let's see one more hypothetical scenario. Before that, after that, we'll calculate. Let's say my line is in this manner. Agreed? Now, what is my angle? Obtuse. So this line should have a negative slope. Pehle samjho, this line should have a negative slope. Let's see. Let us take 2 points and build my triangle out here, because I'm supposed to move like the rook of a chess. So this is that. Now say this is point 1, this is point 2. How do you go to point 2? How do I go to point 2? Either I have a positive run, but then positive rise, but my run will be negative. No, sir. I will take a negative run and a positive rise. Whichever way you go, this ratio will become negative. समझ में आ रहा है? Suppose my line was along the x-axis. Is there any run? No. Is there any rise? Is there any rise? No rise. So rise is 0, but we will run. 0 by something is 0. That's why we said 0. And suppose my straight line was like this. Will there be a rise? Yes. Between any 2 points. Will there be a run? No. So you are dividing by 0. Answer will be undefined infinity. ये 4 चीज समझ में आया? Once again I am revising. Any line can be calculated for its slope. Once the line is plotted, my first action should be to look at the angle the line is making with the positive direction of x-axis. If the line is acute, the slope is positive. Understood? So I'm writing, I have an equation y equal to 2x plus 3. I will not even plot this graph, but I know this line will make a positive angle with the x-axis because the slope is positive. We will plot this and see. Suppose the line is y equal to negative 2x plus 3. This line will be obtuse with the x-axis because the slope is negative. How do you understand the slope? I am comparing this equation with y equal to mx plus c, where m is the slope. Just look at the value of m. M positive, ये line acute होगा ही होगा and will pass through 3. Understood? ये line obtuse होगा but will pass through 3. Understood? Now, how to get that line quickly? We will see still. Then, if the line is 90 degree, then the line has a slope of infinity. If the line is if the slope is 0, then the line is 0. Let's say a line y equal to 4. What is y equal to 4? Y equal to 4 is a line parallel to x-axis at a distance 4. Y equal to 4 is a line parallel to x-axis at a distance 4. What is the slope of this line? 0. इसमें बच्चा बिठाओगे तो बच्चा स्लाइड करेगा? नहीं करेगा. So this line is what? Y equal to 4. No. You can write it as y equal to 0x plus 4. Slope is 0. Fine. Let's now see how we calculate rise and run to get the slope. Ready? Okay, let's see. So let me make my quadrant once again. Let me make my quadrant. And this will be very, very needed when you do your physics graphs. Okay. And for simplicity, I'm taking a line with a positive slope. Why is this line with a positive slope? Can anyone tell me? The angle it is making with the positive direction of x-axis is acute. No second thoughts. No, I will complicate it further. Let the line be here. Let the line be here so that you get a feel of it. The line can pass from anywhere. The line is passing from here. Is this a positive slope? Yes, because the angle it is making with x-axis is positive. Acute. Okay. So let's calculate the slope between 2 points. Let us have 2 arbitrary points. My 1 point is here and my 1 point is here. Perfect, bacha? Okay. I'm calling this point as point 1 and I'm calling this as point 2. Point 1, this is the x coordinate x1 and this is the y coordinate y1. Can I call point 1? My point 1 is basically x1, y1. Is this much understood? Point 2, this is its x coordinate 2 and the y coordinate y2. So point 2 is x2, y2. Is this much understood? Okay. I am now supposed to calculate. I'm now supposed to calculate rise and run. Let me call this as A, B, C. Slope of line. The slope of line is given by rise over run. Is that okay? Now, how much is the rise? AC is the rise. Whichever way you rise from here or you rise from here. AC is the rise. Right? And what is the run? BC is the run. Agreed or not? How to get the value of AC? AC is this much. Y2 minus Y1. Y2 minus Y1. Y2 minus Y1. ठीक है ना? AC is equal to Y2 minus Y1. What is the value of BC? X2 minus X1. X2 minus X1. Now suppose by mistake you say, sir, मैं y2 minus y1 की जगह I did y1 minus y2. It is your way. You take this minus this. If you take this minus this, then here also take this minus this. The ones, twos cannot be swapped. If they are swapped, both are swapped. So if I do y1 minus y2, what am I calculating? I'm still calculating the value of x2. So this can be x1 minus x2. So in other sense, we can put one modulus also. But, sorry, we can put one modulus also. End of the day, one thing is for clear. If you are taking this minus this, please take this minus this, so that your answer comes okay. But if you observe it properly now, you will say slope is a rise over run, which is nothing but a difference of y data. This is important for physics. Rise is always a y coordinate data over a x data. This we will not use in this chapter, but same chapter of motion next class we will use. So note it. वो छोड़ दो, उसको नहीं पढ़ना, ये याद रखो. A slope is a y data over a x data. End of the day. What is slope? A slope is a y data over a x data. What is the y data? Rise. What is the x data? Run. इतना समझ में आया? So repeating once again. Given any straight line, we are going to plot the line. Given any straight line, by looking at the line, I can talk about the slope. If the line, what is slope? Sir, the angle does not define the slope. The angle tells me about the identity of the slope. If the angle is acute, slope is positive. If the angle is obtuse, slope is negative. And if the angle is making 90 degrees, slope is infinite. If the angle is 0, the slope is 0. Slope is calculated by rise over run. Sir, if the rise is towards north, it is positive. If the rise is towards south, it is negative. If the run is east, positive. If the run is west, negative. इतना क्लियर है? Very good. चलिए अभी एक लाइन को प्लॉट करने की कोशिश करते हैं. And then we come back and we will be able to plot everything. Let's take an equation y equal to 2x plus 3. Right? इस लाइन को हम प्लॉट करने की कोशिश करते हैं. y equal to 2x plus 3. To plot a line, how many points we want? We want just 2 points. We want just 2 points, nothing more than that. 2 points we can plot a line. Okay, before plotting the line, let's do our mental mathematics. What about the slope of this line? Positive. And what about the y-intercept? 3. That means this line has to pass through 3 and make an acute angle. The shape should be something like this. This is in our mind. Let's check. One of the point for this line is this point, which is 3. So this is 2 and this is 1. Agreed? Say 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this much understood? We are hunting for the second point. Mishka, yahan dhyan do abhi, wo sab chodo. So samjho. So what is the value of m? We compare it with y equal to mx plus c. We find that c is equal to 3. So we have already plotted 1.3. What is the value of m? 2. M is 2. Pay attention here. 2 means 2 by 1. 2 by 1 means rise over run. So how much is the value of rise? 2. What is the value of run? 1. Where are you? Where are you? 3. The rise is positive. So you climb how many steps up? 2 steps up. So you climb from 3, you climb 4, you climb 5. You're holding yourself here. And then you have to move what? Run. Run how much? 1. 1 positive. So you move out here. This is the first point. So this point is 1, 5. Is this understood or not? This is 4, this is 5. 1, 5. How I got this point? Did you get it? Your slope is 2. 2 means 2 by 1. 2 rise, 1 run. So from here, I rise 2. 1, 2. And then I run how much? 1. 1. So what is this point? On x-axis 1. On y-axis 5. Clear? Our line is done. This is the equation of the line. आपको doubt होता है ना? Come on, let's clear the doubt. What is this point? 1. Put y, put 2's के value पे 1 put करो. Then what is the value of y? 1, 5. In your school, they will ask you to plot it like this. See, x, y. Some schools will say 5 points to be taken. After plotting 5 points, going by your drawing standards, you can never draw a line that will pass through 5. At least if I am the examiner, I'll find a fault. So what is the best way? Draw the line first. To draw the line, how many points you need? 2 points. If x is 0, then y is how much? 3. You just found out. If x is 1, then y is how much? 5. If x is negative 1, put negative 1. 2 into negative 1 is negative 2. Then the y's value should be how much? Negative 2, y's value should be 1. Clear, na? 2 into minus 1 is minus 2 plus 3. Come on, you're in grade 9 now. Minus 2 plus 3 is 1. Clear? Minus 2 plus 3. Did you plot this point? No. You check it. This line will pass through minus 1, 1. My drawing is not correct. If you would have taken minus 1, यहाँ पे minus 1 डालो, minus 2 plus 3. This line will pass through minus 1, 1. ये यहाँ पे कहीं पे minus 1 होगा 1. So it will pass through. In your graph paper, if you see, it will pass through. This is not an accurate graph. Got it? Let's take one more point. If y is equal to x is equal to 2, put x as 2. 2 plus 2, 22, 4. Y should go through 7. 2 माने 7. हाँ, 2, 7. पास तो कर रहा है. बाद में ये सब पॉइंट बिठा दो लाइन के ऊपर. आपके मैम को क्या पता चलेगा? That you drew the points first or you drew the line first. Nobody gets to know. Drawing 5 points and making the line is much more difficult. But drawing the line and pointing the points, yes, tell me. Which form? This is how an equation will be given to you. That we will come. If you get an equation, you have to plot its graph. I am showing you how to plot the graph quickly. To plot the graph, you just need 2 points. And then you can show this. Abhi aap isme -2 dalo. If x is -2, then what is the value of y? Look there, na. Tell me. 2 into -2 is -4. -4 plus 1 is -1. Y should be -1. Just check. If you take -2 on this side, then you will be somewhere ending at -1. Yes. The line satisfies. समझ में नहीं आया क्या? क्या समझ में नहीं आया? कि कोई ध्यान नहीं देते हो क्लास में ना? First of all, see, if you mentally block that I will not understand it, the best of the teachers cannot make you understand. I am teaching you something which you find it difficult, but it will make your life easy in the chapter. Don't be prejudiced by how you have learnt in the school only. This will help you solve all problems of maths and physics. What was difficult? What did you not understand? I am saying the equation is given in this order. क्यों एक ही चीज पे फंसे हुए हो बेटा? एक इक्वेशन आपको ऐसे दिया हुआ है, आप भूल जाओ. This is a question given to you. This is a question given to you and I am asking you to plot its graph. आप बोलोगे मैं ये क्वेश्चन किया नहीं हूं पहले, कभी तो करोगे. You are biased by the way you have learned the chapter. छोड़ दो उसको, दिमाग से निकाल दो. This is the question given to you. The question is simple. Nobody is telling you any problems of polynomial. We have given you an equation and this equation is in the form of y equal to mx plus c. How to interpret the graphs of y equal to mx plus c? Is that getting in your head now? They might ask me to draw a graph. Either you can do a foolish way of pointing 5 points and then drawing the line, or you can be intelligent to predict the graph beforehand. We predicted beforehand. Is it getting into your senses now? Now say suppose somebody tells you, इसी को बर्बाद करेंगे. Y equal to -x minus 3 is an equation given to you. And I tell you, otherwise you will not learn maths. Predict its graph. So you compare this equation. Y equal to mx plus c. What is the value of m? -1. What is the value of c? -3. Can we predict it? First of all, इस point को point करो. This graph has to pass through -3. What is the nature of the slope? Negative. Forget the value. Negative. Negative means this line will make what angle with x-axis? Obtuse. ये ग्राफ ऐसे आएगा. बिना किए आप कर सकते हो. आपको विश्वास नहीं होता है, चलिए प्रूफ करते हैं. Let's find this point. This is such a point whose x-axis has a value, y is 0. इसके y को 0 कर दो. Right? Make this as -3. Make this as 0. Then what should be the value of x? आप खुद ही देखो. And m is -1. What is the value of x? What is the equation you get? 0 equal to -x minus 3. So what is the value of x? Huh? What is the value of x? क्या प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है? मुंह खोलने में प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है क्या? फिर पढ़ना छोड़ दीजिए आप लोग. What is the value of x from this equation? Put your copies and do and let me know. What is the value of x? -3. -3. The line is passing through -3. It proves your point. Point is, you all will not do the hard work. You don't want to understand. इतना डम्बू होने से मैथ्स नहीं चलेगा. Then start taking basic in grade 10 if you can't open your mouth. And if you sit quiet, I will not allow you in the class. Whoever it is, online, offline, I don't care. पढ़ना है मेरे साथ तो मैथ्स का मजा लीजिए. Because I am trying to teach you something which is out of your book. If you are learning the same goddamn NCERT thing with me, then why do you want to come to a tuition class? You can learn from your own. आपके स्कूल में टीचर है, आप यहाँ क्या सीखने आ रहे हो? Why are you paying me? कुछ तो सीखो. एक चीज का you all are the only class who is not having a smile on this chapter. Other classes so far used to enjoy this. And they used to say, sir, मैं एक graph बोलूं? And they used to start predicting how the graphs will be. You have got such a nice, you're opening a tablet. But if I would have been at your place by now, I would have wrote on Google, plot the graph of y equal to this. And I would have checked, sir, answer is coming like that. So many 6 of online children are sitting out here. If you love maths, by the time I'm putting this equation, you should put that equation on. Follow ChatGPT, डालो उसी में अभी. Google में डालो, plot the equation of y equal to 2x plus 3. Check whether it is coming like this or not. If that urge doesn't come to you, no matter what good computer is given to you, you will remain a dumbo. तुम्हें पढ़ने का शौक नहीं है, as simple as that. If I would have been at your place, I would have tested by now. How to test it? I will take one sundry equation, y equal to 4x minus 3. As per our sir, this line should pass through minus 3 and has a slope value positive. That means this line should be something like this. I'm able to predict. समझ में आ रहा है? Say suppose somebody gives me a line like this. This is the line given. Predict its equation. Predict its equation. And so I tell you this is minus 7. इसका equation होगा y equal to some k, I don't know the value of k, but it will be negative because it is going to make an obtuse angle, and minus 7. This will be the equation. I can predict it. This is learning maths. आई बात समझ में? Now you have kept on learning v is equal to u plus at. Can I not write this as v is equal to at plus u? y के साथ कौन है v and x के साथ कौन है t. Means if I plot a graph between time and velocity, say v, right? My car already has an initial velocity, which is u. And from here, if the velocity is constant, it should have gone in this manner. No matter what is the time, I'm going at same speed. But I am not going at same speed. I am accelerating. Positive acceleration, positive slope. C is u. The graph starts from u and makes this line. Understood? And what are we finding? We are finding slope of this line. See the beauty. Slope. Slope is what? I told you something y data, because I told you this will be used in physics, over x data. On y-axis, what am I plotting? What is the unit of velocity? What is the unit of time? Meter per second divided by second. Meter per second square. That means the slope is going to come. You saw how it comes. Let's see some mathematics scenarios. Y equal to mx plus c. Okay. I have a birthday party. देखते जाओ. And I hired a tattoo artist. And I start negotiating with the tattoo artist, saying that how will you charge? The tattoo artist tells me 50 rupees per child. I'll take. Every child who comes to me, there'll be 50 rupees. And since I'm coming from Secunderabad, साहब आने जाने का 500 rupees दीजिएगा. आने जाने का 500 rupees दीजिएगा. Pay me 500. Let us ask the computer to prepare his bill. I think the computer will prepare a bill which is like amount is equal to child into rate plus transport. Don't you think so? On that day of my child's birthday, it rained heavily and no child reported. But the tattoo artist reported. As per our contract, how much I should pay him? Did any child come? No one came. And my child in sadness said, I will also not make any tattoo. Was any tattoo made? How much should I pay him? Because he has come. I am paying him y equal to 50x plus 500. Y equal to mx plus c. Can we plot this graph for this person? And suppose I say that, how will this graph be? If suppose 10 children came, 500 तो मुझे देना ही पड़ेगा, whether any child comes or not. After that, the graph will go like this. Let's now put economics into it. This in economics is called fixed cost. Whether a birthday child comes or not, इतना pay करना ही है. and this is known as variable cost. This cost depends on how many kids turn up and make tattoos. Not all kids will make tattoo. How many kids make tattoo? So what is in economics? The total cost is area of this trapezium. This much is known as fixed cost, and this much is known as variable cost. A business makes profit when the fixed cost is minimized. I sell idlis in a truck outside my apartment. Is there a fixed cost? Yes, I have my petrol, my vehicle, right? My gas. I will come with some amount of idlis, 100, 200 idlis. And only one person came to eat idli. Can I charge the idli as 1000 rupees oka idli? He will hit me with slippers. So that in economics is called break even. How many minimum customers do I want so that I at least bridge my cost? And then after the cost has been made, I start making profit. So we say that if I put a vehicle outside here, 50 people will come. Say my break even is something like 40. That means the 10 people are adding to my profit. We purchased a EV vehicle, not EV. EV is costlier than petrol vehicle. But they say the break even is in 3 years. Means within 3 years you should not sell your vehicle. After the 3rd year, whatever you drive will be all profit. Sasta ho gaya aapko. Whereas the petrol cost will be seen much more. Are you understanding? So when you see everything, you took a cab, Meru cab from Bombay airport. The cab is like this. The cab says 44 rupees for first 2 kilometers. Everywhere it will be written. Thereafter, 20 rupees per kilometer. So as soon as you sit inside the cab and it switches on the meter will display 44. And you just get out of the cab saying, I did not like you, still pay 44. This in taxi language is called flag down charges. And the taxi has now started. The meter will be still at 44, 44, 44, 44. The moment you get out of Bombay airport's outer area on Western Express Highway, say, 2 kilometers gone, tick, tick, this will start beeping. So let's look at the price of the taxi. 20x plus 44. But is it 20x? It should be 20 into x minus 2. पहला 2 किलोमीटर तो इसी में घुसा हुआ है ना. If you ran 20 kilometers, you will pay for the charge of 18 kilometers. 44 rupees you already paid for the 2 kilometers. So we can keep it like this and we say x starts from the 3rd kilometer. मजा आया? ये भी y equal to mx plus c. You go to Ratnadeep to buy mangoes. The sherry, 120x plus 10. Number of kgs you brought and 10 rupees is the carry bag. Fixed cost. Assuming that there is carry bag has to be purchased, mandatory. पूरा दुनिया इस इक्वेशन पे चलता है. Y equal to mx plus c. आप सोच के देखो. I want to bring some freight through a truck. The freight वाला will say, केजी में आप मेरे को 30 रुपए करके दीजिए, आने जाने का इतना दीजिए. So what you will do, you will try to load as much as possible. ये तो देना ही है ना. So encash on this one. The fixed cost has to come down. I have a big office area in Gachibowli and I have only 3 employees. Huge fixed cost. I have to run the AC. But I have one big office in Gachibowli and there 20,000 employees come. The fixed cost is apportioned to everyone. छोटा हो गया. समझ में आ रहा है? ये fixed cost को जितना आप डाउन करेंगे उतना आपका बेटर रहता है. Any marriage party you go, they will always negotiate like this. That per plate, vegetarians we will charge 500 rupees and sir so much of 2000 rupees lump sum service charges. Plate, napkin, tissue, waiter, waitress. इनका भी तो चार्ज देना है ना आपको. Light, electricity. तो वो लोग कैसे बोलेंगे? हॉल का 20,000 रुपया and per guest vegetarians 500 रुपया. But on that day you have such bad nature, you don't speak with people. तुम्हारे पार्टी में कोई आया ही नहीं. कौन जाता है ये स्नॉब के पार्टी में? कोई नहीं गया. आपको कितना देना पड़ेगा? 20,000. And all khana, all belongs to the hotel now. You can't say pack it for me because it was as per plate. He will pack it as much as you want. So where you see that ये सब नहीं है, then you do a lump sum contract. नहीं, हमें खाने के साथ बोल दो. Then you'll say 40,000 sir, 100 people we will accommodate, up to 100 is my responsibility. Therefore when you go to parties they are very cautious to give you that plate. That plate is the count. नहीं, थोड़ा अगर up down हुआ तो 10 people we will manage maximum. You can't say 100 and end up with 200 guests. And if you end up with 90, he will still charge you for 100. That was the commitment. So carry some casseroles with you for my bua, for my chacha, for my. अच्छा थोड़ा लेके जाना हाँ खाना, uncle खाना लेके जाना, because anyway you are paying for that food. Yeah, that's why you give tickets. Most of the parties. So the party will have a fixed cost, venue cost, and then per plate. Y equal to mx plus c. ये पूरा दुनिया y equal to mx plus c में चलता है. Velocity, acceleration, taxi, tattoo, birthday, anything. We'll break today. In the next class, what we will do, we have a next chemistry class, right? Tomorrow, we will continue this class tomorrow. Maths. And we will take the maths problems from your exercise 2.2 of your new book. And you see how easy they start coming up. When the graphs come up, we'll plot the graphs. कल कोई ग्राफ बुक की जरूरत नहीं है, यहां कोई ग्राफ बुक, यहां सिर्फ आप मुंह खोलिए बस, और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. ठीक है? और मुंह नहीं खोलोगे तो मैं ऐसे ही रहूंगा. चलो बाय बाय, थैंक यू. या टुमारो इज अ मैथ्स क्लास, राइट? थैंक यू. एंड इफ एनीवन फील्स कि मैंने डाटा है तो मैंने डाटा है. मैं वो नहीं हूं कि बच्चा गिर गया ना, वो चींटी को चोट लग गया. नहीं. Tomorrow is maths. Tomorrow is maths. We continue this topic. Okay. Right. Bye.